Sir, ma'am, I'm Cadet Donovan Scott, and this is my paragraph 1 brief for MS 250 on Operation Bobcat Lightning. This brief is unclassified. To start with our task organization, we are 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, Charlie Company. Our task is to attack to destroy Objective Phantom, and our purpose is to deny enemy influence on BNDO. To reiterate, our task is to destroy Objective Phantom, and our purpose is to deny enemy influence on Battalion DO. We are comprised of Alpha Team, which has the same task and purpose as our whole squad, and their key weapon systems will be an M249, an M320, and an AT4. They will be our main effort. Our supporting effort will be Bravo Team, which has the same task and purpose as Alpha Team, and their key weapon system will be an M249, M320, and a Carl G. Joining us, we will have attached Gun Team 1 with the task to support by fire for Alpha and Bravo Team, and the purpose to deny enemy influence on Alpha and Bravo Team. Their key weapon systems will be an M240. Moving on to our area of operations, our operations overlay. We will be in AO Ronin. You can see this is the north. North is this direction. We will be bound by the 37 northing to the north, where the water meets, the 31st northing to the south, where the river meets the end of the mountain range. To our east, we'll be bound by the 17th northing, which can be determined by the water. And then to our east, we'll be bounded by the mountain range, which can be determined at 17 easting. And to our west, we'll be limited by 10 easting, which can be placed by the water. AO Armrock will be to our right, which will be controlled by Alpha Company. And then to our left, AO Noselock will be controlled by the 2nd of 327th Infantry. Inside AO Ronin, the high-speed route will be Route Camaro, which goes all the way from the north to the south of the AO. It will be split by Phase Line Alaska and Phase Line Arctic. And there will be 2 main objectives. Objective Ghost, which will be handled by 2nd Squad, and Objective Phantom, which will be handled by us, 1st Squad. Inside our area of operations, we can be, enemy has forces that can hinder our operations. They have fixed rotary forces, platoon of attack helicopters at Tai Tung Air Base. Although the trigger is only for battalion and higher infantry assets, which we will not set off, which has a reaction time of 30 minutes. On top of that, for indirect fires, there will be a battery of 152 millimeter howitzers inside AO Ronin, and their trigger will be elements greater than a squad size, so not us, and the reaction time will be 10 minutes. To affect us, there will be a mortar team, which operates throughout the day for effect and has a reaction time of 5 minutes. This will be located right on Objective Phantom. On top of that, there will be a reserved reinforcement of a motorized platoon across the river, and it will a motorized platoon, and it has a reaction time of 40 minutes, and it will be triggered by any U.S. forces advancing along the MSRs. On top of that, there will be 2 88 platoons, which will not be triggered by dismounted ground forces. Moving on to our GTAO. As you can see here, this is our GTAO. To first describe the north, we can be bounded by our obstacles here. To our right, we have the large mountain range, Coast Mountains, which will completely canalize us. And to our left, we will also be canalized by the river. On top of that, there is other restricted terrain of high elevation changes, and there's also severely restricted terrain of random scattered villages throughout AO Ronin that we want to avoid at all costs. On top of that, To go over our avenues of approach, we have two avenues of approach, Avenue Approach 1 and Avenue Approach 2 for friendly. They start off from roughly the same area, they separate across as they go down to AO Ronin, they meet back together, and then they separate again as they attack Objective Phantom from two different angles. Meanwhile, the enemy has 4 avenues of approach, 2 coming from the south, which can fit squad to platoon-sized elements, and then 2 coming from the north, right across the bridge, down Route Camaro, which can fit platoon-sized elements. For key terrain, there is key terrain 1, which is at the pitchfork in the road of Route Camaro, right next to Objective Phantom, and there's key terrain 2, which is the high ground overlooking Objective Phantom, right at the invisibility line. There's also key terrain 3 up here, which does not affect us as much on Objective Phantom, and it covers it right where the bridge meets AO Ronin. On top of that, for observation and fields of fire, we will not have fire superiority if detected prior to engagement, and prior to engagement on our terms. So we must stick to a limited dismounted maneuver to prevent being detected, and that way we can prevent being attacked by indirect fires of the mortar teams or the howitzers. For covering concealment, we are vulnerable to the scout elements that the enemy has set up, and UAS detection, so we must stay undetected by utilizing microtrimming throughout our patrol. On top of this, our weather analysis for our G2AO, it will be a very low visibility as there will be high cloud coverage, and this will help us as we patrol. We're less likely to be seen by enemy forces. The wind has little effect on operations. However, precipitation, temperature, and humidity will all be extremely high. This will both slow us down in our patrolling speed. However, this will also greatly help us in remaining undetected by enemy forces, as enemy forces will most likely be stationary and less likely to see us as we patrol to Objective Phantom. Going over enemy composition and location. For our enemy analysis, this is our 2-up level of our company analysis. To start off, all enemy strength is at 90% with strong regular composition and disposition. Going from left to right, this is the previously mentioned ADA platoon, which has the task to disrupt. Over here, we have the reinforcement of the motorized infantry platoon. Over here, we can see another motorized infantry platoon covering all of AO Ronin on this side of the river, which is occupying. As we go down, we can see right at Objective Phantom, we have the detached mortar team, which is disrupting. And we have a detached recon squad, which is screening Objective AO Ronin to notify friendly forces moving onto Objective. As we go across the mountain range to Charlie Company's AO, we can see there is another ADA platoon disrupting, and there is a motorized infantry company. Going further and more in depth on the platoon analysis, we can see here that the infantry platoon is broken up into 3 squads. We can see as we go more north towards second squad's objective, we have motorized infantry. We have a motorized infantry squad disrupting. As we go down towards the middle near the civilian area, we have another motorized infantry squad along with headquarters for the platoon, and they're occupying. And as we go down towards Objective Phantom, we can see there is 1 motorized infantry squad that is controlling this area near Objective Phantom, right next to the detached mortar element, which is disrupting. As we move up, we can see the screen of the recon squad with the 2 detached recon teams screening to control, to prevent friendly access to the rest of AO Ronin. It is important to reiterate before we go into enemy symptom that all weapons are organic of the motorized infantry elements of North Torbian forces, meaning each squad will have an M249 equivalent, M320 equivalent, and there will also be an AT4 equivalent. However, it is important to note also that each squad has a CSK attached to it, where the command will be for that squad, and inside that CSK, the CSK has an M2 equivalent heavy machine gun attached to it. Moving on to our enemy symptoms on a macro level, we can see here near Objective Phantom we have our mortar team, and we have our motorized infantry squad controlling the area near Objective Phantom. Moving up to matter to us, you can see we have our 2 detached recon teams on each side of the road, and as you can see, they each have 2 possible LPOPs that they can be occupying in order to recon the area and screen for friendly forces going through. As we can see, their task at each of the LPOPs is to screen with the purpose of preventing and notifying of any infiltration of U.S. forces. Then we go on to the micro enemy analysis symptom, and we can see a blown up area of Objective Phantom right here, and over here to the left we can see the motorized infantry squad that is controlling the area. There's 2 civilian structures here along the road, so the most likely course of action is that the enemy squad has 1 team up here with an AT4 equivalent and M320 equivalent, and down here they have put their M329 equivalent machine gun on this side with another team. They most likely have put the CSK right there at the pitchfork in the road, which can easily reach either team in case of trouble and operate as a command structure. Right at Objective Phantom, we have located our mortar team, and our mortar team is occupying that area and disrupting. At the moment, the most likely course of action, if taking on contact from a squad-sized element like us, will be to fight back originally and then withdraw and retrograde back to another enemy team of the motorized infantry squad. They most likely will take route withdrawal to which will take them 20 minutes to reach the southmost team, with the machine gun. From there, the most likely course of action of the enemy will be to reintegrate with the infantry squad, motorized infantry squad, and pose a counterattack on U.S. forces inside AO Ronin, as they will be located around Objective Phantom. Overall, the enemy's purpose will be in AO Ronin is to control the area and disrupt U.S. forces from moving towards the airbase and operating within AO Ronin. It will accomplish this overall with a defense, and what's decisive to their defense is knowing friendly advances through AO Ronin, which is part of the reason why there is recon elements screening. It's decisive for them to know when friendlies are advancing, friendly U.S. forces are advancing, as it helps them better prepare their defenses, as they might be able to move or set up a counterattack position. Their goal and state is to hold all the North Torbians to hold all the terrain and to keep friendlies from pushing towards the river and through AO Ronan towards the river and to keep civilian support. Moving on, we'll go to our company sketch. As we can see here, our 2-up mission statement from our company is company charger, 1st of the 5th Infantry, disrupts enemy forces in AO Ronan no later than 2200 August 24th in order to deny enemy influence on BNDO. With the key task to disrupt enemy operations in depth, deny enemy uncontested use of high-speed avenues of approach, to retain maximal combat power, and to avoid decisive engagements, and to reconsolidate 2nd and 3rd platoon. As we go towards our platoon level intent, we have the same mission statement, altered for the platoon, and our key tasks are to disrupt enemy operations, to deny contested use of high-speed avenues of approach, to retain maximal combat power, and to avoid decisive engagements. Our expanded purpose is to conduct disjointed squad operations in depth with AO Ronan, to conceal current capability of Charger Company, to disrupt enemy commander's decision-making cycle, forcing him to avert combat power in the defense of objective Bobcat and Highway 111, and to buy time for the remainder of the company to reconsolidate for follow-on offensive operations. Our goal in state will be for the enemy, for North Korean forces in zone to be disrupted without accurate knowledge of Charger element and composition and disposition, for friendly dispersed elements to reconsolidate posture for follow-on operations, and for primary MSRs in AO running to be contested, and for civilian to minimize civilian casualties and damage to infrastructure. As we can see here, in a more in-depth look at the concept sketch, we will be at this patrol base. We will start, and we'll take this current avenue approach on Axis Ultra down to Objective Phantom as 1st squad. Meanwhile, 2nd squad will go to Objective Reaper, and 3rd squad will go to Objective Ghost. They will destroy. 2nd squad will destroy Objective Reaper. 3rd squad will secure Objective Ghost, and we will destroy Objective Phantom. That concludes my brief, sir. The only help I've received was from Cadet Jacob Lees when he shared his paragraph 1 brief video with me, and I was able to use it for a point of reference for my brief, sir. Are there any questions?